What's up, Capricorn? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a full moon tarot reading for August 30th through 31st. This will be a super blue moon. It's pretty rare to have both of those things occur together. A super moon means in its elliptical orbit, it will be in perigee with the Earth, which means it's as close as it possibly will get, and therefore be 14% larger in the sky. This moon will be closer to us and will look bigger. A blue moon, you like the saying, once in a blue moon, it's pretty rare. Once point every 2.7 years, you will get a second full moon in a calendar month. It will be in the 27th mansion of the moon, known as Alfar Galtani. I'll put a picture up so you can read about it. The moon will also be conjunct Saturn. The conjunction will start while the moon is in Aquarius and then moves into Pisces and will be full at 7 degrees Pisces at 9:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This conjunction will have an opposition with the sun, and the sun is in Virgo, but this opposition with Saturn was already occurring while it was in Leo and has moved into Virgo. This is a very powerful conjunction because of how close they are. Saturn is also going to be as close as he gets in his orbit to Earth, so we're going to feel the great malefic, Saturn or Satan. He's the Satan of astrology and honestly of all religions too. Just like the sun or the son of God is Jesus or the God of all religion. For Capricorn ascendant, this is going to occur in your third or second house, depending on the degree of your ascendant, where it starts. So third house will be communication, so it could be affecting communication. There could be restrictions or confusion in your inner world or how you communicate your inner world to your outer world because the sun's involved. If it's in your second house, it could affect your money or how you make money. So you may find restrictions or challenges in the way you make money or discover problems in the way you make money and they're brought to light and be healed. The 27th mansion of the moon is about healing. That's what it's good for. You probably already read that. That's one of the main things for it, is it's good for healing. It's bad for starting new projects, bad for traveling. And the sign of Pisces is also about healing, and so is the sign of Virgo, where the opposition is. And the moon can represent the mother. So it could be that you find an illness or something wrong with your mother that has to be brought to light and healed, or even within yourself. Or the moon can also represent the home. So you may find something broken in the home that has been brought to light and needs to be fixed. Because the sun will be in Virgo. Virgo can represent your physical health, so it could be your personal health, but it also could represent your pets. So you may find that there's something wrong with your pets. You have to bring it to light or heal them, or maybe you find some kittens or a dog and you have to take it to the vet and get it healed. There's many things that it can mean. Also around this time, there's something that in the yogic traditions they do, and in India, in Hinduism, they do something called Ekadashi. It is essentially fasting. Yogis are in touch with all the cycles of the universe. They know them well. And they know that our bodies are intertwined with those exact same cycles. We're a microcosm of the universe, or of the solar system even. So those cycles you can find in individuals as well. For example, the average time for the menstrual cycle of a woman is 28 days, as is the cycle of the moon, 28 days. I've noticed that the moon is the mother and also a feminine energy. But they practice Ekadashi, which is fasting. And the yogis, they'll know what day that is that they need to do it because they're so in tune with the universe. We're talking between a 40 and 48 day cycle. There'll be a day that they know their body doesn't need to eat so that the digestive system can reset. But for the average individual, like me and you, or the average individual in Hinduism or India or yoga that are just practicing yoga, they'll fast 3 days before the new moon and the supermoon, and on the day of the new moon and the supermoon. This is a very hard fast. I've done it multiple times, and it can be very rough, especially if you're not used to fasting. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest going all in. You can just fast, eat really lightly, like juice, or just eat vegetables, or just eat in the evening, lightly, one meal. Also, if you give something up on your own, maybe Saturn will be less likely to take something from you if that's what he intended to do, and Saturn can represent that type of energy. Also, when you fast for a little while, you can read all the studies on it. Fasting is very healthy, intermittent fasting. You can enter into autophagy. When you go for about 16 hours or so without eating, and maybe just drinking water, your body will go into autophagy. It means it starts eating itself. But that's not a bad thing as long as you don't do it for a prolonged period. Your body will start eating your bad cells and your damaged cells or disease cells to feed the good cells. That's why fasting is healthy. You can look up autophagy, and I suggest that you do that. With all that being said, I'm not a medical doctor. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only, so do your research, but I promise you can verify everything I'm saying. That being said, we're going to get here to the tarot reading. It'll be a Thoth spread. I'm getting you a moon card. Oh, right there. Nothing will come of this situation. Void, of course, moon. So it's a specific situation it's talking about. It's saying nothing will come of it. Maybe you're feeling stuck, like, or you're trying to move forward in some way, but you're feeling, the question is, why aren't you moving forward? Maybe, why are you stuck, in maybe in the way that you make money? Or this could be you as well, because it's an earth sign, male or female. It could be that you're asking about a different perspective on moving forward. It really feels like you're asking about being stuck, though, in a situation, but it also could be with a specific vehicle, like maybe you feel stuck with a vehicle with the chariot being there. Hangman can be a new perspective, or being stuck. A stuck card with a movement card is interesting. And the Knight of Pentacles, he's moving forward money-wise, but they always move slowly, but surely. Definitely could have to do with work or some way. Could have to do with a vehicle, the way you make money. Maybe you feel stuck in that, saying nothing will come of this situation. We'll get some clarifiers on it, try to figure out better what the situation is. The current path has, wisdom and guidance on it with the High Priestess, and then with the Magician as well. It's like you're using your inner world and you're in your spiritual world to manifest this, or you're trying to do everything you can, within your inner world to manifest it into your outer world so that you can create this. And this may be what you're after, the happily ever after. The family, the home, the love, all those types of things. And that could be what the question is about. But it looks like maybe you're feeling it's stuck in money in some way, and you think that's going to hold you back from the manifestation. But it also could be a vehicle, like I said. It could be just a question about getting a new vehicle and having to spend more money on it with the interest rates being crazy like they are. And you're like, well, I've done all my research, and I'm trying to manifest this awesome car, and it's going to make me happy. Or maybe your family needs a new vehicle. That type of thing, because that's a family card there. This is the other path. Some Capricorns may be on this path. Some Capricorns may be on this other path. Or you may have a choice in between them. This is the Three of Rods, which is being established, right? Look at what I've done behind me. This is moving forward. It could be literally moving from home. And this could be recovering in some way or another, or resting. And maybe that's what you feel like, that you're in. Maybe you just moved, and you're in this kind of resting period before you get your new job. Or something like that for some Capricorns. Maybe you want to move and you're feeling stuck, or you're trying to find a different job and you're like, look at what I've done. I'm established. I've accomplished these things, and you're waiting for a response so that you can move forward. It very much feels that way. Pardon my dryer singing. This is the advice, though. It's saying, well, you got love in your advice. You got love and, maybe a child here, an earth sign child. But this looks like an offer of money. And then you're waiting for your ships to come in. Like, you have everything you need. You're just kind of waiting for it to show up. Maybe you've put in the work. And it could be with a relationship, I say lovers, but it's, lower. It's not a major arcana card, but it basically is the lovers. I mean, it's the Two of Cups. I mean, it's basically the same card. It means the same thing. And you got 2 twos here with money, so it's something you're trying to build. And it looks like you're trying to build it for your family. I mean, like, you're trying to create a certain situation with your family. But I don't know why it's saying nothing will come of this situation. And it could be saying that nothing's coming of worrying about it. And that's what I'm seeing down here. It's like you're not seeing something. Because this is the outcome. You have the 8 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, and then the Ace of Swords. So it's saying, you're going to cut through the bullcrap. It's like right now you're not seeing it, or you're choosing not to see it, or you can't see it. but the clarity's coming, right? I think that might be the situation. Like, I think you're worrying about whatever. Maybe you're moving with your family. Maybe you're getting a new home. That type of thing. If you're single, you're trying to build that life. You're trying to find the loved one. You're trying to find the happy home. I think thinking about it too much is probably going to get in your way. Just you need to kind of let it free flow. Instead of try to control the situation, let things kind of happen the way they are. Discover them instead of trying to create them. Be surprised how, when you just try to discover them, how they kind of just unfold. You know, the whole wave function. If you can hear that, that's my neighbor shooting their guns. Semi-automatic guns. Shameful. Whatever your stance on it. I'm not a big having machine guns person. I mean, people can have hunting rifles, whatever. I don't care about that. Or one for protection, but... Yeah, I think it's like you're looking for clarity. I think it's maybe you're worrying a lot about... I think you're really focusing on worrying about establishing your family and your life the way you want it, and your money situation. You know, it definitely could be what it is. It looks like it's about manifesting the happy home, the wife or husband and the kids and all that. But we're going to get some clarity on it. Nothing will come of this situation. Ooh. Maybe you're feeling a chain to the current situation that you're in. Maybe the situation that you're in, you're not feeling like that. Like you've lost pleasure in some way, or you feel sorrowful. Because, I mean, you have pleasure here, but you also have, which is the Six of Cups, but you have the Three of Swords as well with the Devil. So it's like you feel stuck in a situation. With the Hangman there, it's feeling stuck. If you have the Devil and the Hangman, it's feeling stuck. Like you're not moving forward. Maybe in your career, you feel like you're not moving forward the way you should be in your career. Like you're not being promoted in the way that you should be. And that you feel like that you have all of the wisdom that you need and guidance, and you've done your manifestations to get this. And that's the current path you're on, is manifesting this. But it feels like you're worried about the current situation, like you're not seeing the results. Or you're feeling stuck, probably in a job. Could be stuck with like an old vehicle. Could be that too. But it looks like it definitely could be a job, for sure. Because, you know, you got the Knight of Pentacles there, so like the way you make money. And with the Page of Pentacles down there, it could be a new way that you make money for the advice. Because on this path that you're on, you're manifesting, you know, wisdom and a happy home. Like you have the wisdom, it's in you. Like naturally, like unconsciously and also consciously. You have all the tools you need with the Magician, and all the things that, you know, aren't necessarily tangible that you need. You have them too with the High Priestess. Those are counterparts. As is the Hierophant. But he would technically be above these two. I think maybe it's when it's saying nothing will come of this situation. You wanted to stop me there, so that card definitely wanted to come out. I don't know if it wanted these. It probably wanted these on top here. Yeah, if I had to guess. So it's definitely a wish, and you have the Hermit and the High Priestess. Those cards are the same. You know, and you have the Five of Swords, which feels like defeat, but it looks like you have the Star, which is healing, the Hermit, which could be your inner world, keeping yourself, you know, being isolated. Could be meditation, could be enlightenment. And then you have the Five of Swords, which is, you know, feeling defeated in some way. So maybe that's what it is it's all about this wish. And it's like you've been manifesting it in your inner world, but you don't feel like it's coming about. You feel like it's not coming about in some way. Or you're getting some kind of resistance, some kind of argument in some way. Or it really could be in your own mind. It's just your mind feeling the defeat. You thinking it. And that in and of itself can hold you back. And I think that's what it's saying. Nothing will come of this situation. Release the negativity. It's easier said than done because we don't really control all the influences around us, right? We can only control how we react to the influences from within. And that's where your power lies. So you can do your best. Some things are just really going to get you down. There's not much you can do about it. But you can choose how long you want it to let it get you down. Ooh, right there. How long you want to let it get you down. And, how much it actually affects you. Oh, you got 2 4s right there. 4, 4, 8 here. On this other path being established. Which is, 4s are stability. And in this deck, it's power, luxury. But you also have interference. So you feel like there's interference in your power and your luxury. Like you want power, you want luxury, but you feel like it's being interfered with in some way. And nothing will come of this situation. So you may need to get a new job. Like if that's what it is, like you thought that in this, this job was going to be everything you wanted, or maybe even you were an individual and you thought that was going to be everything you wanted, right? And it's not manifesting in the way that you thought it would. Like you thought it would be, kids, happy home, all this, and it's not. And you have to make a change. And that's why I'm saying nothing will come of this situation. Either you have to switch this job, or you have to switch spouses, or if you're single and you're looking at a specific person, maybe you need to look at someone else. Because down here in the advice, it has the lovers. Well, the lovers, it's the 2 of Cups, but it's the lovers. It's the minor arcana, or the minor cards that are the minor cups that it's the lovers, basically. Also, it's got an offer coming in, something valuable, a new job, and then also it could be new love as well. And it could be you just need to rekindle the relationship that you have. And you have strength here, which in this deck is lust, with the universe, which is the world. And I like to say, if you have the 2 of rods in the Rider Waite, which he's holding the world in his hand, and you get the world. Well, it's the universe in this deck. And then you have strength, which is lust, but you also have virtue. So it's being virtuous in a specific situation. It could have to do with love and money. It could be at work. There's someone that you're really interested in, or that's really interested in you, and you understand that like you can't really do the whole conflict of interest thing, because you work together. So it could complicate things in some way. But I mean, then that's what virtue is, and you have a 3 of rods again. But in this deck, it's virtue. It's being virtuous. It could be somebody's lusting after you, or vice versa. And it could just be that you have power and strength over the situation, whatever the situation is, money and love. And you're trying to, come to a conclusion, reach a conclusion. A completion involving love and money, or something. It looks like something new though, like new love and money. This is on the outcome, all major arcana. You have the Emperor, adjustment, which is justice, and then the Chariot again, which is moving forward. And maybe that's not what you're saying, or maybe that's the clarity that's coming in with the Ace of Swords. It could be that it's going to be an Aries, if it's a new partner, or it could be that you need to be the boss in your own business. Maybe you work in the courts or in law enforcement with justice there in some way. And again, it could be something with a vehicle. Could be that you're getting a new vehicle. And adjustment, it could be paperwork. You're adjusting to it. Maybe you're trading in for a better vehicle. I mean, it could be. It looks like it's either you're about to be the boss, or you're about to meet an individual that's like this, and then that's the individual you're going to end up with. Or that's who you're going to get with. Like a fiery, take charge type individual. Could definitely be an Aries. Or that you need to become the boss. You need to shift. You need to take charge of the way you work and the way you love and your love life. Or you need to, move your family to that. And with the Chariot, it could be literally moving. Or you could actually be moving away. And that could be what your question's about, is you're moving somewhere else, starting a new job type of thing. And that's where you're worried about. And it's saying nothing will come of this situation. It's probably nothing's going to come from all that worry. Or if you're focused on getting a specific job, maybe it's not going to be the one for you. You need to do something else. Or maybe if you're hyper focused on a specific individual, you may not end up with that individual. It may need to be with someone else. It looks like whatever you're trying to manifest in some way, you're internally trying to manifest this into the outer world. It could be that you're in a situation in some way you feel like it's holding you back, and you might be right. And whatever that situation is, you need to move away from it. And that's what the Chariot is saying, move away from it. Only you can know what that situation is, whether it's in work, whether it's in love, whether it's in your own inner world, which could also be a possibility. But it's saying nothing will come of that situation. It's saying take control over your material world, you know. This card can mean that. Even though it's lust in this deck, it could definitely mean that. Maybe it's saying, you know, you need to kind of take the reins. Or it's a completion of that era of your life, you know, no more of like frivolity, you know, time to be stable and virtuous in all things that you do, whether it be in money, whether it be in love, whether it be in business. And it's saying you need to take charge too and be the boss. Or you're going to meet someone that's like an Aries. It's that type of individual. Maybe even you meet him at work. And it's a change, and it looks like it's a shift in money for sure. And possibly love too. It looks like you're trying to balance those things out. And you're feeling chained to whatever the current situation is. And that seems to be what the question is about. You know, I feel stuck. How do I move forward? How do I move forward and get this that's valuable? Like you're feeling like your wish or your manifestation isn't working out the way you thought it would. It could be that you're focusing too much on how it's supposed to happen instead of just kind of letting it happen in its own way. Kind of got to release it. Like you want to picture what you want, think about it and all these things, but then you got to release it out so that the universe can create it, because the universe has to do it in its own way. Right? It supports you, but it has to do it in its own way. You can't control the exact way it's going to happen. That's very difficult to do. Very rare will that happen. But I think it will happen. And it could be that if it is something like that, you need to release it. And whatever this new situation that presents itself in money and love, you need to jump in on that and go all in. Emperor style. And make an adjustment so that you can move forward. There's some kind of adjustment that has to be made to move forward. Yeah. All right, Capricorn. That's all I have for you. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. I'm trying to get to the 1,000 subscriber to get it monetized, to give me some kind of motivation for making more videos specifically on astrology, because it's all intertwined. Everything's intertwined with astrology, everything that we know, because it's microcosm, macrocosm. If you don't want to like and subscribe and comment, that's fine. I'm just grateful that you're here for your view. It means a lot to me. Either way, there's some kind of adjustment that you're going to need to make, Capricorn. Doesn't look like it's anything too major. I imagine with this conjunction of the full moon, Saturn's going to show you. And Saturn is your ruler of Capricorn, so you're going to know. You're probably going to feel it. Also, if you are around the ages of, I think, 27 to 31, 56 to 60, like 94 to or 84 to like 90. Those are your Saturn returns. So that's when Saturn's going to be back at the place of your natal birth, where he was at in your natal chart at the moment of your birth. And when you're at those cycles, at those ages, you're really going to feel Saturn's transits a lot heavier, because he's going to be at the place where he was when you were born. And I'll post those numbers, what they are, on the screen. So be on the lookout. Be very careful. Fast if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Even just a day of the full moon, that would be good. It's healthy anyway. But yeah, if you're at those ages, you could be really feeling Saturn's energy, and it may feel tough. But all he's trying to do is just teach you what this adjustment is, and that should be nothing for Capricorns. Capricorns are hard working, the hardest working sign. They're all about work, and they're all about working hard to get their prestige in the world. And they're good at getting it if they're willing to work hard, and they generally are. But that's all I have, Capricorn. Thank you for being here, and happy full moon.